Hello class 9. In today's session, we will continue the chapter Our Constitution.
Let us begin with composition of Constituent Assembly. The Cabinet Mission Plan had ensured representation in the Constituent Assembly to only three categories: general category, Muslims, and Sikh. But the Congress had ensured that even other communities like Anglo Indians, Indian Christian, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe got representation on behalf of Congress party to the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly was referred to as Mini India as all communities were represented in it. It was the mirror of the nation reflecting the diversity of India. It included members from all sections of Indian society like Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Parsis, Indian Christians, Anglo Indians, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and women. The Anglo Indians were represented by Mr. Frank Anthony and Mr. S. H. Prater. Anglo Indians are those people whose ancestors belong to England but they might have settled in India. The Parsis were represented by Dr. H. P. Modi. Parsis were people who came from Persia and settled in India. The Muslim community was represented by Zafar Imam and Muhammad Sadullah. The Sikh were represented by Sardar Hukum Singh and Ujjal Singh. The Indian Christians by Dr. H. C. Mukherjee and Joseph D'Souza. There were several important women members such as Sarojini Naidu, Rajkumari, Amrit Kaur and Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. Children, let us see the next topic, objective resolution. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was a member of Constituent Assembly, proposed the objective resolution on 13 December 1946. The main principles of the objective resolution were: first, India will be a republic. That means people will elect the government in a democratic way. Second, the ideas of social, political, and economic democracy would be guaranteed to all people, which means that socially all sections will be treated equally, economically all poor people will be uplifted, politically all the people will be allowed to participate in elections. Third, the republic would grant fundamental rights to citizens. People will get some rights, that is, some fundamental rights. Fourth, the state would safeguard the rights of minorities and backward classes. That is, the government will make efforts for the upliftment of minorities and people from backward classes and also tribal areas. The objective resolution was passed by the Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947. Drafting Committee. The Indian Independence Act 1947 marked the end of the British rule in India, and India and Pakistan were created. Legally, power was transferred from Parliament of British to Indian Dominion, and now Constituent Assembly will start functioning to create the Constitution. The Constituent Assembly became a sovereign body. The Constituent Assembly appointed 8 committees and each committee was given a particular task. The drafting committee was one of them, which was set up on 29th August 1947 under the chairmanship of Dr. B. R. Ambedkar, whose full name was Dr. Bhim Rao Ramji Ambedkar. Reading. The Constituent Assembly discussed the draft of the Constitution clause by clause since November 4th, 1948. The second reading of the draft was completed by 17th October 1949 and the third reading took place to give the Constitution a final shape in November 1949. The Constitution was adopted and passed by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949. Time taken. It took 2 years, 11 months and 17 days for the Constituent Assembly to complete and pass the Constitution. The Constitution consisted of 395 articles and 8 schedules. Now coming to implementation of the Constitution. After the final Constitution was passed on 26 November 1949, only the rules regarding the citizenship came into force immediately. The Constitution as a whole came into force on 26 January 1950. C. Rajagopalachari became the Governor General and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first President of India. Children, now let us know what is the significance of 26 January. The date 26 January has a special significance in the history of India. At the Lahore session held in December 1929, the Indian National Congress had passed a resolution under the presidency of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru declaring Purna Swaraj, that is complete independence, as India's goal. It was also decided to observe Independence Day on 26 January every year till India got freedom. To commemorate this historical day, it was decided to enforce the Constitution on 26 January 1950. In the end, let us know some facts about the Constitution. The Constitution of India is the lengthiest constitution in the world. The original copies of the Indian Constitution were written in Hindi and English. It was not typed or printed. The original Constitution of India was handwritten by Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada. Children, these questions are from the chapter Our Constitution and you will do them in your history copy.